to choose which road my life would travel. Live your dreams and together we'll adorn the world. Live your dreams, adorn the world. I'm Sarah Partridge, and I'm a jazz vocalist. And after 25 years of performing, recording albums that are largely the Great American Songbook and all for the pleasure of music, I wanted to create an album of original compositions about women in STEM. What resulted was an album called Beautiful Minds, Celebrating Extraordinary Women. And I had to pick 10 women that I would honor and write about, which was a challenge in many ways. One had to represent science, one technology, one engineering. I needed a physician here, but there were so many wonderful women. And I wanted to include not just women who've passed, but also women from the present. So I think music is just a great tool for education because it's different than being in a classroom, sitting in a lecture hall, or reading a book, or even seeing a film. So I'm telling stories through music and hopefully inspiring these young women to say, you know what, I can do this too. I can do this too. I'm sitting in this wonderful exhibit at the American Philosophical Society in front of a woman who I in fact honored and wrote about, Maria Mitchell, who was the first female American astronomer back in the 1800s, whose father actually secretly taught her what to do. And she discovered a comet that was named after her. And I wrote a song called Sky Sweeper. A falling star that flies around the sun, on the run, so divine. Ancient but new, yellow and blue, carries my name through time. Now we can open the window, ladies of the night, reading the heavens in shadow no more, gazing at stars and free to explore. It's difficult to tell these stories in the span of 3 to 5 minutes in a song. Try it. But it was challenging and it was really rewarding. A big surprise for me was how my musicians just jumped on board with the idea. All of them are such wonderful composers. So I wrote all the lyrics, but they also composed some of the music. They really enjoyed getting into who these women were. That was a nice surprise. One of the women highlighted on this album is Hedy Lamarr, one of the biggest stars of the 40s during Hollywood's golden age. Yet, behind the scenes, she was also a prolific inventor. In 1942, she received a patent for a frequency hopping system, which made radio-guided torpedoes harder to detect or jam. And in fact, some of the technology she invented is still being used today. The song I wrote for her is called A Double Life. Inventions that the world would embrace. She raised the bar with brains and brawn. She must be Hedy Lamarr. Glamour was the game and the movies a coming attraction. For what was in store, daring and brave, navigating a maze, changing radio waves, blocking enemy waves, designs for winning a war. For me as an artist, it's about creating music, and that's wonderful. But beyond that, it's about the education. It's about the inspiration. Nicole Hernandez-Hammer, who is a climate scientist. When I talked to Nicole and I presented the song to her, this was another great surprise. She said, I felt like you were inside my head and telling my story. One of the major goals that I had in mind when I made this album was to educate young women. to work with STEM organizations and collaborate with them and help them raise money so they can continue to build awareness. If I could inspire young women through the songs that I wrote for this album, that would be everything to me.